It's time to sit back, relax, and listen to Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life will inspire, motivate, and empower you. Live your best life now. Listen, learn, think, and decide. Change your attitude, change your life. And now, here's your host, Joan Herman.
Welcome to Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. I'm Joan Herman. Thanks for tuning in. Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life brings you interviews with some of the most inspirational and influential people in the world. It's our goal to educate and empower you so you can live your best life now. Thank you for taking time for yourself, and thank you for letting us be a part of your life. We have another great show for you today. Millionaires are created every minute of every day. Some take years to accumulate wealth, while others do it quickly. According to today's guest, Mark Victor Hansen, with just a few extra minutes a week, a little more effort, and money invested in the proper places, anyone can become financially successful. Mark is the co-author for the Chicken Soup for the Soul book series, setting world records in book sales with over 500 million copies sold. He has inspired and helped people around the world become millionaires. Welcome, Mark. Thanks for joining us.
My great pleasure. Thank you. And I'm elated.
Well, Mark, I'm elated that you're here because I know that it's your personal mission to create millionaires. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say that can help us create financial abundance.
My goal is to create 1 million millionaires, and there's one right, easy, and perfect, acceptable way to each and every one of us. You know, because there's a million ways to make a million, and there's one for you, one for everybody. That's what's so astounding. And if you look around, you can see that that's true.
Mark, you've been working for years teaching people how to create financial abundance and achieve success. What do you believe are some of the biggest mistakes we make when it comes to creating wealth?
Well, first of all, I think the biggest mistake is you don't study self-help action books. And all of us are born over endowed with 18 billion brain cells, but they have to be laser beam focused on the fact that you want to be a millionaire, and you got to write down a little 3x5 card and carry it in your pocket wrapped in a $100 bill so you feel prosperous, and don't spend a $100 bill unless there's an emergency. But it's got to say, I'm so happy I'm on schedule to make $1 million by doing X that's acceptable, believable, understandable, and achievable. In my case, you know, Jack and I, when we wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul, we nestled 500 million books. It took us 3 years to write the book, and nobody wanted to publish it, 144 rejections, but we spouses said, get out of here, this isn't going to work. You know, don't you guys believe, smart people? And no, you got to own your own stuff. And we owned that we were going to sell 1.5 million in a year and a half. Came out June 28, 1993. And we said, in a year and a half, by Christmas time, we'll sell 1.5 million. Well, the truth is, we were a little short. We sold 1.3 million. But then next year, we said we'd sell 5 million, and then 10 million, and then 15. And you keep doing that, and pretty soon you sell 500 million books.
You say that anyone has the ability to become a millionaire. Are there characteristics that most millionaires share?
They have a total 100% belief in themselves. They decide that their work ethic is unrequited. So to somebody that doesn't understand their pragmatism, they look ruthless.
So, Mark, what do you say to someone who's listening right now, who is ready to become a millionaire and has a dream, but when he or she shares that dream with other people, there's always someone that has a negative comment or tries to belittle that person's dream? What do you say about those types of comments?
That's God's favor to you to make you stronger, not weaker. And they're usually called relatives, they're usually called associates, or sometimes called business partners, or sometimes called spouses and kids, family, and parents, right? And are you going to get resistance, which is what you said just a minute ago? Yeah, the resistance is to make you strong enough but by the time you get big, you can handle all kinds of resistance that you couldn't handle when you're weak. Like when you're, you know, in elementary school, you're learning the ABCs. But most people can't write, you know, Shakespeare yet. As you keep going, you get to have the ability to, you know, be a creative, innovative writer, a creative innovator.
You created the millionaire equation. What is it, and how important is this process in creating wealth?
Well, the distilled essence of it is you've got to figure out what you want. So you say, and we use Henry Ford, I want an automobile. Then you got to write down all the things that you would do in that process to get from here to there. Then you've got to get a team together, and we acronym the word team together, everyone accomplishes miracles. And then you put it together, and then you got to go execute. today to become a millionaire in what we call a disruptive exponential economy, you've got to be able to have a disruptive product that is actually superior, innovative, and different.
Mark, in a lot of your work, you refer to Enlightened Millionaires, and it's my belief that the old way of doing business is over, that kill or be killed or all is fair in business mentality. I believe that it's being replaced with a spirit of collaboration and partnership. Do you agree? Do you believe that that's a new trend?
Yep. I think there's still a lot of killer instinct in a lot of people, so I'm saying it's not over. The warrior spirit is certainly not gone from humanity, and it comes out of being fearful. And once you have enough, you start to become more faithful, meaning that if you're 100% full of faith, that you know you can do something, you're going to do it, because the law of vibration, and we're all vibrational beings in a vibrational universe, the law of attraction says what you think of, my cliche would be what you think about comes about. So in my case, I wanted to be world's best-selling author. You keep thinking about it, and bingo, we are. And now I want to be the guy that brings clean, green, sustainable energy to the world, with solar, wind, hydro, in-stream auger turbines, and some pulsating wave technology, so we have ample water, because the wars in the world are going to be fought over water and energy. And I said, well, I'm big enough, strong enough, connected enough that I can do something about it. So that's my new vision, and we're executing that with my company, Metamorphosis Energy, which we can talk about later. I didn't mean to get off the topic. I'm just saying.
No, Mark, but I'm glad you did, because I think that there's an important point here. Many of us were raised with the thought that money is evil, or if you want too much of it, you're greedy. But really what you're saying here is that money it's just an exchange, and there's nothing wrong with having it and wanting a lot of it, because when you do have a lot, like the type of work that you do, you have the opportunity to help others, to give back, and that really makes money a good commodity.
Right, because money is a spiritual substance, and the line is actually the love of money is the root of all evil. Meaning if all you're obsessed about is money, like Scrooge was in that great Charles Dickens story we all had to read in high school, that's it. If all you do is obsess over, if I have enough money, I'll have power, which is, it is an amazingly, greed is a sickness, and all of us have a greed gland, but you need to be able to monitor and temper your greed glands to say, am I doing this in an honest, ethical, moral, uplifted, omni-beneficial, meaning all beneficial way, for myself, for humanity, for the future, and for the legacy that I'm going to leave, because we're all creating a legacy.
And when you have the opportunity to earn money, it is our obligation to give back. I mean, look at the work you do. You support various charities such as the March of Dimes, Habitat for Humanity, the American Red Cross. It is an obligation for us to give back when we have abundance.
Right. I believe the triangle that we teach in the book is you got to learn, then you got to earn, and you got to return. And I believe from the get-go you got to return 10%. Now, after you pay your taxes, you're still supposed to do 10% to whatever it is that you believe is right. If that's spiritual, then it's your church, temple, synagogue. It is to the charities, like we've done that, and then you're supposed to get into a surplus zone where you can take care of, like I'm still working with Habitat for Humanity here where I live in Arizona. I just did a fundraising talk called Innovative Philanthropy Forum, and now we're doing the same thing with the Audubon Society and a lot of other people, but all of them are necessary. The March of Dimes, everyone, and what you want to do is be big, strong, and then helpful. When the Red Cross was out of blood, we came out with the Chicken Soup for the Soul, the third helping, and we dedicated 10% of the profits in that to the Red Cross. But because they're out of blood, I was working with chiropractic so much. I asked all the chiropractors at the time, I think there's 77,000. I said, look, you guys and ladies have all been my friends, been my seminars. I'll tell you how to run $1 million practices. What I'd like you to do, and we did a Chicken Soup for the chiropractic soul. What I'd like you to do, though, is call 800-GIVE-LIFE. That's still the number for the Red Cross. And if you've never given blood, give it, because someday if you need blood or your kid needs blood or your spouse, if there's no blood in the end, we don't have pseudo blood yet, so you're called dead. This is like a silly idea. All of us can give blood. Just at least once in your life you ought to give, a pint of blood. It makes you younger, actually, because it creates new cells. So I got that to send out to their 25 million monthly customers that had been deactivated and said, come in, give a pint of blood this day or this week, and we'll reactivate you. And it's free. It's free adjustment. And all the chiropractors did it, and we got a year and a half worth of blood cryogenically frozen. And we went from dehydrated with one idea to rehydrated. Now, you say, does that cause wealth? Well, we sold so many books. We sold a year's worth of books in a month that was happening just because everyone said, oh, these guys are really good. I ought to really read that book. And we solved a problem that no one else could solve. So you take 2 negatives, no sales for my book at that time, because it was a brand new book, and no blood in the end.
And it becomes a win-win.
Yeah, they won, I won. The point is, we're at the most exciting time in history, and media would show it's the most negative time in history. It's actually the most positive if you're awake, because an entrepreneur says, hey, wait a second, how do I turn this negative into an opportunity? Well, all it takes is one idea. And my teacher in graduate school was Dr. R. Buckminster Fuller, Einstein's best student. Dr. Fuller said real wealth, which is what we're talking about here, is R, real wealth. RW equals I times E, ideas times energy. Well, you have the idea, and then you use all that vital life force energy of your mind, your heart, your soul, and you inspire somebody else to help you, and pretty soon you pull off magic. I mean, it was my idea to do this thing for the Red Cross. Red Cross had the services, had the mobiles that would go out to the doctor's offices, scheduled it, and they couldn't believe people were lined up to give blood. Everyone listening are here to create. Now, you can create a lousy life and do the same thing, or you can go say, hey, wait a second. If I was really using my vital spirit and I want to look back on it, what is it that I would like to create and have a juicy, zesty, exciting life that looms with possibility, interesting people, nice travel, and just be excited at the fiber of my being. That's what it seems. That's what you're here to be.
Okay, Mark, so someone's been listening to you and that person says, okay, I'm sold. I'm ready. I'm going to change my life around. I want to be a millionaire. Give that person a practical tip or two that he or she can implement right now to begin the journey.
Well, like I said, and it's going to sound self-serving, but they ought to read 1 Minute Millionaire. They ought to read Think and Grow Rich. They ought to read The Richest Man of Babylon. But if you get started there, then there's 100 self-help action books. But if you start to read that stuff, what it does old Zig Ziglar's line. Zig would call it a checkup from the neck up. Because from the neck up, you go up. And you need to be revitalized daily. That's what's so amazing. And like one of the guys that I like watching spiritually is Joel Osteen. And what Joel does is says, here's all the positive, good, great things each and every one of us can do. And it's to build high vitality self-esteem.
The book is The 1 Minute Millionaire. If you would like to get more information about Mark and his work, you can visit his website, markvictorhansen.com. Mark, in our final moments, what's the takeaway? What would you like to leave our listeners with?
That they can really be it, because you got to be it before you can do it, and do it before you have it. That's number one. And I want everyone to be positively and correctly rich, and because it's only rich people that employ all the rest. But every millionaire creates 10 jobs. Every billionaire creates 10,000 jobs. And there's more than enough for everybody. That's the point. There's enough that all of us can be a millionaire if that's important to you. And you got to decide to do it, and then you got to do it. So we wrote in the 1 Minute Millionaire, there's starters and finishers. And most people are good starters. I'm going to go be a millionaire, but then you got to be a finisher. You got to go do the work. Mm-hmm. And the work is painful. Sometimes it's distasteful. I guarantee you won't get all the sleep you want. You won't have weekends off. You don't get to go golfing or playing tennis or whatever your sport of choice is, or fishing, because it is work, which sometimes is a little hard to do. And it's a struggle and it's a challenge, but that's what makes it rarer that everybody's not a millionaire. They could be, but they're not yet.
Mark, thank you so much for being here with us and for providing strategies to help us gain financial success. By implementing what you're teaching, we can be wealthy and rich. So thank you for spending time with us.
I want more for everybody listening than they want for themselves, probably. I wish them all great and expanding success.
This is Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you for joining us. I hope you found the show informative. At Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life, we believe that knowledge is power. Take what you've learned, apply it, and live your best life now. Remember that the information provided are the opinions of our guests and should never replace the advice of a professional who knows your personal situation. If you'd like more information, visit our website, CYACYL.com. While on the site, listen to past shows on demand, read our digital magazine, take part in the book club, check out our team, and be sure to follow the show on social media. Until next time, this is Joan Herman. Thanks for tuning in.